Hi, today I'm going to introduce you to the new V2 Gizmo. We have three different sizes. This one's the 24mm and that one's got a GP Heron tank in it. This one over here has a K-Funlight Plus. That's also a 24mm. We now have a 20mm, which actually measures 20.5mm, the whole size, and that's due to the fact that there are a lot of new tanks coming out that are around about the 18.5, 19mm diameter. So what we've done is to reduce the hole size from the 22mm in the V1 version, and instead of having the same external measurements as the 24 as the V1 had, these have changed. So this is really neat and small. It fits in the hand beautifully. It's not much bigger than the 17mm version, but big difference because it takes the larger tanks. That one has a sub-tank nano in it, and here's a black one with a Nautilus Mini in it. And as you can see, those fit in really neatly. Just to show you a size comparison, here's a 17 and this one's got a GP spheroid in it, and there really isn't that much difference in the sizes of those two devices, despite the fact that this one takes a much larger tank. Here's a 17 and that's got an Inokan Gladius tank in it for those who want a cheap clearer. So what I'm going to do is to do a quick strip down. Not a lot of differences from the V1 version, but one significant difference is that we now have a locking button on the top there. Just reverse thread. Thought long and hard about that one, whether to make it conventional threading or reverse threading, but in the end we decided to go reverse. And there's also a tendency when two surfaces mate for things to lock up, so I've gone to quite a lot of lengths to ensure that these don't lock up. That's as long as you're not tightening them or loosening them crazy. So that's in its lock position. Obviously you can't activate the button now, and to unlock you just spin it down. It really is nice and simple. You don't need to tighten it either way. Locked. Just with one finger, unlocked. To remove the button, you simply unscrew it, and you've got an O-ring in there sitting on top of the battery. It's for people who are worried a little bit about battery rattle. Battery out. I'll take the bottom cap off. Two M3 screws. Pop the cap off. Firing pin out. Absolutely filthy dirty. As you can see, I haven't cleaned it out for a while. Give it a quick wipe off there. Firing pin. Bit of a change in the spring-loaded firing pin. It now has, and again, this is really keeping up with demands. The people are using lower and lower resistance coils. Batteries are improving with higher current drain capabilities. So what I've done is to fit this, instead of a spring made out of normal spring steel, it's now made out of beryllium copper. It has a higher current rating and also a lower resistance, just to ensure that the volt drop is minimalised. And you can see the bottom there, very similar to the V1. So I'm not going to run through removing the firing pin and stuff like that. You can watch the other video to see that. So to pop him back together, firing pin in, cap on the bottom. Two M3 screws. And the battery, exactly the same, has a magnet and insulator that just fits on the negative side of the battery, and the battery goes in positive down. Then, like I say, a lot of the time I don't use these, but you can pop an O-ring on top of the insulator there and fit your button. And this is one part that I wanted to give particular mention to. As you tighten up the button, you will notice that the top section starts to go into lock mode, which is fine. So that screws all the way up until it locks against the small button in the middle, and you can carry on tightening there until that is nice and snug. Now what you've got to do is release that, and if you just turn it anti-clockwise, it's possible that it can unscrew your button again from the housing. So just pop your thumbnail on, just pop that round, and you're all set to go. Nice and easy. And that's about it. Simple as that. K from light plus back in. And there we have all three models side by side.